Hello everyone, Archana is here. Welcome to the 7th session of presentation ICSE Class 10 Paper 2 Literature in English. In today's session, let us deal with the prose The Blue Bead written by Nora Burke. About the author. This story is written by Nora Burke. Her father was a forest officer who served in India, so she spent her childhood in India. She started writing from an early age. Her observations and stories were related to her travel and sporting experiences. She was an enthusiastic traveler. The profound novelist and author Nora Burke wrote the short story The Blue Bead in the year 1953. It gained a lot of popularity for its brilliant portrayal of what life is like in the absolute remote areas of India, where bravery, even among children, is a necessary aspect for survival in everyday life. The Blue Bead is an exciting story about a brave young girl, Sebia. She is of 12 years and her battle with the formidable crocodile, written by Nora Burke, it gives a fascinating view of life in the forest. The themes of poverty, childlike innocence, and courage are woven into the story. The story begins description with an elaborate description of the mugger crocodile, who is well grown and twice as large as a tall man. He has fully grown up and his skin was developed into a solid wall of armed hide which cannot be penetrated even with a bullet shot. He was plenty available for his meals and he ate almost everything. He fed on fish, ducks, deer, monkeys, and other animals which came to the river to drink water. He also fed on a pie dog full of parasites or a skeleton cow. If need be, he sometimes went down the burning guts and found the half burnt bodies of Indians cast into the stream. He passes his days lying on rocks, warm rocks and the sand bank where the sun dries the clay. Beside the crocodile, as he lays waiting for his food or relaxing, there was a blue bead shining brightly. Sebia is a village girl dressed in an earth colored rag. She is 12 years old and was eating her last chapati. She had been living in a mud house located in the village near the river where the great crocodile resided. Her life was hit by extreme poverty, yet she has visited the local market with her parents and brothers, witnessing everything which came under her gaze. There seemed no rest in her life. She has been performing all the household tasks from husking corn to cutting grass for fodder. In all her life, she had never owned anything but a rag. She wished to make a bead necklace for herself that would rattle around her neck. Due to poverty, Sebia was deprived of everything. Making the necklace of beads was not an easy task as one needs a red hot needle to drill across the beads, but she had to wait as the needle they had was broken. She was accustomed to the toils of daily life. She was adjusted to the task which she performs every day in everyday chores. She is a happy child who finds happiness in all situations of adversity. It was CBS regular routine to go to get paper grass from the cliff above the river with her mother and other women of the community. They sell the grass to an agent who arranges its dispatch to the paper mills. One day, on their way back, they came across camps of grass huts in which resided the Gujars. Sibia glanced at the Gujar women as she went towards the cliff. The Gujars were a nomadic community who made a place their home until their animals finished the grass within their reach, or there is no market for their milk or butter to be sold. While the men and boys went to the market to sell their products, the Gujar women tried to get resources from the forest in order to generate revenue. Just like Sibia, they were born and bred in the forest and lived on forest resources. Sibia was observing the attire of the women who brought water for animals in clay made pictures termed garas. Sibia had been cutting grass with her mother, who kept a watch on her so that she may not ignore working. Yet she was thinking about the molded balls which she kept in the cave. She was dying to have a look at them. So, as soon as the time of toiling was over, she went to see them while her mother moved away with the loaded grass along with the Gujar women. And they crossed the river using the stepping stones. They were busy in talking and laughing. After Sibia's mother had gone along with the other women, Sibia came down to the stepping stones with a load of grass on her back. The load was heavy for her, and so it forced her to rest on a big boulder. This was the time when she noticed a Gujar woman with two earthen pitchers going down to the river, filling them with fresh water. This Gujar woman was ignorant of the fact that the crocodile was a yard away from her. The crocodile, however, attacked her, splashing at her legs with his mighty jaws. He was trying to drive her into the water. Sibia heard the woman's cry and sprang to help her. Any other person might not have tried to reach such a predator as the crocodile and might have ran away to call for help. But Sibia, a girl of only 12, did not know such things as fear. She reached the spot at once and attacked the eyes of the crocodile with a hay fork. The animal, being hurt in his eyes, lost his grip on the legs of the woman and swam away into the water. The only parts of the crocodile which could be easily attacked were his eyes and soft armpits. Sibia took a prompt and successful decision which saved the Gujar woman's life. Sibia dragged the panting woman out of the water and helped her reach the encampment safely. She returned to the river to get her grass, sickle, and fork. On reaching the site where Sibia saved the woman, she bent to lift the fork, still lying in the river. There she noticed a blue bead, just like the one that she desired. It was perfect and evenly pierced, which was ready to use. She was overjoyed to find the blue bead. She was very happy to see the blue bead. While returning home, she met her worried mother, who was scolding her for being late and asked her if anything had happened to her. She replied in a very positive manner and showed her mother the blue bead that she had found in the river. Finding the blue bead seemed more important to her than saving a life. This highlights that such a deed of saving a life was part of life for her. She was fascinated by colorful beads and hence she was extremely happy on finding one. So, to sum up, The Blue Bead by Nora Burke is a story that follows a day in the life of an Indian girl who saves a woman, woman from being shelled to pieces by a crocodile. At the end of her rather adventurous day, what becomes more eventful for the little girl is having come across a blue bead, that is actually a broken neck of a bottle, rather than having saved the woman from the jaws of the that is crocodile. Let us conclude the short story. The short story, The Blue Bead, written by Nora Burke in 1953, is all about a 12-year-old girl, her heroic deed, and a simple, innocent wish. The story starts with the description of a river and a crocodile, and then transitions into the description of a 12-year-old poor girl, Sebia. This story revolves around the moral that good things come through difficult situations and the proverb, where there is a will, there is a way. The Bluebeard is a story who has saved a woman's life. In the process of doing so, she acquires a blue bead, something she had been desiring for quite earnestly. She is merely 12 years old, so she is very happy to get the blue bead and is very humble even after the glory of saving someone's life. Such a young girl is not expected to do heroic deeds. This is very unusual and brave of her. It all begins with Sebia's yearning for the sparkling beads, beautifully designed Kashmiri cloths and shiny metal trays available in the local village market. The little poor girl had no access to such fancy items as her family always struggled to earn their basic bread and butter. Many of the women from the village collected the glass beads from the jungles and strung them together to make different pieces of jewelry. They would also use their needles to sew them onto their cloths and scarves to make it more attractive. However, Sebia couldn't even sew or stitch her own glass beads because the only needle her family owned was broken. So she had to wait patiently till they could spare some money to buy a new one. Sebia and her mother would work with the other village women on one such day when they were away collecting paper grass from the jungle to sell in the bazaar. Sebia noticed that all of them were wearing bright, colorful neck pieces made from the shiny beads, and this made her sad as she realized that she didn't have even one of those jewelries. The little fanciful girl kept dreaming about these things, and she silently made a pledge to herself that one day she would own these brilliant sparkling jewels to wear around her trim brown body. After collecting the required materials from the banks of the stream, the women trudged back along the path in the wilderness. This is when they came across the river where the crocodiles rested. Every time they crossed this river or came near to it to collect the paper grass, the women would scream and shout to make enough noises. Why? To scare away the crocodiles, and this trick would generally work. Only Sebia doesn't follow the women back like she usually did and stayed behind to check whether her clay cups had dried or not. She had laid out a few cups and saucers shaped out of clay to dry before she could use them. Inside a small cave where they could be safe from wind and water. To peek inside the cave, she meanders around the stream, skipping over stones in the water, and then she notices a woman from the village who has come to collect water in her clay pot. As the lady bends over to store the flowing water, she gets attacked by a sly crocodile that was lurking around waiting for a prey. The animal plunged its rough, sharp teeth into the woman's skin to get a hold of her leg and tried to drag her down into the water. She fails around and attempts to save herself from drowning by holding on to a rock, but the wild beast was too strong and savage. Sebia had a hay fork which she was clutched in her right fist as she threw his weapon at the crocodile. The sharp edge of the hay fork hit the crocodile smack in the eye, and due to the pain, it had to let the woman go. As the crocodile slunk away into the depths of the river, Sebia rushed to help the injured woman. She pulled her out of the water to lay her down on the banks. The young girl was well used to such dire situations, and she knew exactly how to abate the bleeding, how to stop the bleeding. Sebia covered the wounded area with sand and then bandaged it with a thin rag. This woman belonged to the Gujar community, so she helped her walk towards their camp in the jungle, which was located nearby. When the men saw Sebia bringing along an injured lady, they rushed out to help her and thanked her for saving the woman's life. The people residing in the camp then carried the injured person to the nearest hospital for treatment. After this incident, the brave little girl dauntingly goes back to the edge of the river to collect her sickle and hay fork and also the freshly picked paper grass. As she stooped down to gather her things, she saw that her fork was lying next to a rock. Sebia went towards it, picked it up, and as she did so, he her eyes fell on a gleaming blue bead. She rushed to fish it out of the water, and when she held it in her hand, her heart was full of glee. Her happiness doubled when she found that the bead was already pierced and could be tied to a string. There was no need even for a needle, and the little joyful girl ran back towards her home with great excitement. Her mother found her on her way back and she gave her a good scolding for lagging behind in the river and for not coming back with them. The loving mother was actually worried about her daughter and was looking for her everywhere. She asked Sibia if she got into any trouble or in any harm had befallen her. The courageous and carefree girl put all her mother's concerns to rest by narrating the actual events that had happened, and the author completes here on that note. And with that, it's a wrap up in the story. It means we have winded up the story. Now, I'd just like to let you know the plot and setting of the story. The author sets the tone of the story from the very start with a detailed description of a river in the deep jungle where deadly crocodiles hunt for prey. The villagers and people living around this clearing in the wild or are exposed to constant danger from the attacking animals. The focus of the plot then shifts to the central character of the story, who is a little girl called Sibia. The author describes the 12-year-old child as willful and ambitious. She was too poor to buy any of the shiny gems and jewelry that other girls wore, so she was always attracted towards those objects and wanted to own something like that one day. The setting of the story is in the beautiful and scenic foothills of the Himalayas. In this landscape, the fierceness of nature is hidden by its breathtaking charm. The harshness of the terrain reflects in the hard life of the people who live there. The inhabitants of the place are completely accustomed to various kinds of life threatening situations, and the author skillfully explores this side of life in this story. Now, the moral and the theme of the story. The Blue Bead is a story which depicts the extraordinary power of human will. The story, written by Nora Burke, highlights the heroism of a 12-year-old girl in a humble way. If we are keenly determined to achieve something, we can always find a way to have it. Sibia, hardly 12, sees a Gujar woman being attacked by a ferocious crocodile. She jumps from rock to rock as if she has wings. She knows that one slap of the crocodile's tail could kill her, But she is determined, and with all the force of her little body, she drives the hayfork into the reptile's eyes. Rather than giving up in order to reach back home, she overcomes the crocodile and helps the woman to return home. Her willpower and determination to save the woman's life make her victorious over the dangerous crocodile. She was very fascinated by the colorful beads that she had seen in the market. She was very hopeful and desired of having a blue bead so that she could make a necklace out of it. When she went back to collect her instruments and the earthen pictures of the Gujar woman, she found a blue bead lying close to the river. These incidents make it quite clear that if one has a strong and positive will of achieving something, one shall definitely have it or find a way to achieve it. So, this is how we have winded up the prose The Blue Bead, written by Nora Berg. Home assignment: answer the following questions. Describe the crocodile. Second question, write a short note on Sebia. Third question, how did Sebia attack the crocodile? And the fourth question, explain the moral or theme of the story. Please do answer to these questions and submit your answer paper in the Google Classroom. Thank you all.